Welcome to the Horror Diaries. Today, we explore one of the most infamous places in history, a place where freedom was just an illusion. Devil's Island. Situated off the coast of French Guiana, this penal colony was once home to thousands of prisoners, many of whom were known as free men, but found themselves trapped in a living hell. Join us as we uncover the dark fate of Devil's Island. Devil's Island, part of the Îles du Salut or Salvation Islands, was established as a French penal colony in 1852. It quickly earned a reputation as one of the most dreaded places on earth, reserved for France's most dangerous criminals and political prisoners. For nearly a century, this remote island became synonymous with suffering and despair. Prisoners were sent to Devil's Island under different categories. Some as condemned men, others as political prisoners, and many as free men who had technically completed their sentences, but were not allowed to return to France. Among those condemned to Devil's Island were the so-called free men, individuals who had served their sentences, but were not allowed to return to France. Instead, they were forced to live on the island indefinitely, condemned to a life of endless toil in a place where freedom was a cruel joke. These free men worked on the island's plantations, maintaining the penal colony, or attempting to survive on their own in the unforgiving jungle. Despite being free, they lived in constant fear of disease, starvation, and the brutal treatment by guards. Some tried to escape, but few succeeded. The unforgiving ocean currents, shark-infested waters, and dense jungle made survival nearly impossible. Life on Devil's Island was brutal. The prisoners, including the free men, suffered from malnutrition, disease, and abuse. The tropical heat, the constant threat of illness, and the psychological toll of isolation broke even the strongest individuals. The guards, themselves hardened by the harsh conditions, were often as cruel as the environment. Punishments were severe, and any disobedience was met with swift and harsh reprisals. Despite these horrors, some free men managed to carve out a semblance of life, forming communities and attempting to create a sense of normalcy in an otherwise hopeless situation. Devil's Island was also home to some of history's most notable prisoners, including Captain Alfred Dreyfus, whose wrongful conviction and subsequent imprisonment on Devil's Island sparked international outrage. Many prisoners, including the free men, attempted daring escapes. However, the majority of these attempts ended in failure. Either the prisoners were recaptured, or they perished in the unforgiving wilderness or ocean. Yet, a few successful escapes became the stuff of legend, inspiring hope among those who remained. In 1946, the French government finally closed Devil's Island, and the remaining prisoners were either repatriated or left to fend for themselves. The island, once a place of terror and suffering, was abandoned, leaving behind only the ghosts of its past. Today, Devil's Island stands as a haunting reminder of the brutal realities of colonialism, punishment, and human suffering. It has become a symbol of endurance, and a stark warning against the inhumanity of man. The dark fate of Devil's Island and its freemen is a story of suffering, endurance, and the human spirit's capacity to survive even the most harrowing circumstances. As we look back on this grim chapter in history, we must remember those who lived and died on this island, their stories forever etched in the sands of time. What are your thoughts on the history of Devil's Island? Do you believe the freemen ever truly had a chance at freedom? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into history's most compelling